Welcome back to the renowned St. Louis Zoo. On the park's introductory tour, we started with the zoo's literal beginnings with the 1904 flight cage, today known as the Cypress Swamp. Now, we're moving from the historic hill to the wild, and one of the STL Zoo's premier attractions, the Penguin and Puffin Coast. This first-of-its-kind attraction, opened in 2003, is comprised of 1 outdoor and 2 indoor habitats, and displays 6 species of the birds that make up its name. I couldn't find much other information on this exhibit, so let's dive right in. Sandwiched between the zoo's grizzly and polar bears, the Penguin and Puffin Coast first and only outdoor habitat is the Humboldt Haven. A simple habitat backed with tall grotto walls, and of course home to the Humboldt Penguin. The Humboldt Penguin is named after the Humboldt Current, a cold current that flows north up the penguin's native coastlines along Chile and Peru. The current itself is named after German naturalist Alexander von Humboldt, who visited the region during his exploration in 1799. Like all penguins, the Humboldt penguin has a supraorbital gland that excretes excess salt through their beak, allowing them to drink salt water. The Humboldt penguin population has significantly declined in recent decades due to threats from unregulated fishing, toxic emissions from underwater pipelines, and the harvesting of guano that the penguins use to construct their nests. The St. Louis Zoo works to protect this vulnerable species by participating in annual population counts and supporting sustainable guano harvests. Moving on, inside is the main event. The Penguin Cove, a single pathway that surrounds you on both sides by rocky cliffs and underwater viewing, placed beneath a white domed ceiling, with no glass separating you from these cold weather birds, which is what made the Penguin and Puffin Coast a first-of-its-kind exhibit. While Detroit's Penguin Conservation Center may take the cake when it comes to breathtaking views, St. Louis, in my opinion, offers a much more personal experience, bringing you within feet of 3 of Antarctica's 7 penguin species. The Gentoo, the fastest bird in the sea, with paddle-like feet that help them swim up to 22 miles per hour. Gentoo penguins can also dive over 350 feet deep. During deeper dives, their heartbeat drops dramatically from 80 to 100 beats per minute down to 20. The Gentoo penguin is one of 3 species of brush-tailed penguins, a group believed to have diverged from other penguins around 38 million years ago. As their name suggests, the southern Rockhopper penguin is at home amongst the cliffs, able to jump 6 feet with a single hop. The southern Rockhopper is the smallest of the crested penguins, a genus of penguins that all sport stylish yellow crest above their eyes. One interesting fact about rockhoppers and other crested penguins is that the females will typically lay 2 different sized eggs in each clutch. The first egg laid is smaller and seemingly not intended to survive, since this first egg often doesn't even hatch, and when it does, the chick usually doesn't survive more than a few days. The second egg laid is larger, harboring the chick more likely to live to see adulthood. Finally, the most striking bird in the building is the king penguin. Standing 3 feet tall and weighing in at over 30 pounds, the king is second only to the emperor amongst the largest penguins. While I mentioned the Gentoo can dive 350 feet deep, the king penguin can dive 1,000 feet deep into the sea, holding their breath for up to 23 minutes at a time. As you maneuver through the rocks, the Penguin Cove becomes the Puffin Bay. While you can find penguins of some variety at most zoos, it is less common to find exhibits dedicated to their smaller, northern hemisphere parallels. St. Louis displays the horned and tufted puffins, both of whom inhabit the coast of eastern Russia and the northwestern US and Canada. Unlike penguins, these black and white birds can fly, however their short, stout wings are still more suited to life in the water. A puffin's large beak is equipped with backwards-facing barbs, which, along with their rough tongues, stop fish from sliding out of their grasp when they open their mouths to catch more prey. In total, a puffin can transport up to 12 fish in its mouth at one time. These iconic beaks can actually change color, dulling in the wintertime before returning to their bright orange coloration in time for the breeding season in the spring. And that was the Penguin and Puffin Coast at the St. Louis Zoo, one of the top indoor penguin habitats and one of the few puffin habitats in the United States, and one of the many, many reasons to pay the St. Louis Zoo a visit. On the next episode, we'll be celebrating not only the last exhibit tour of 2024, but also my 50th exhibit tour episode, by breaking down an exhibit that played a huge role in shaping my love of zoos, and which I've personally had the chance to watch change and evolve over the last 17 years.